All right, so this video is basically going to talk about the animal poem that I asked. Although this is currently section 57 that's highlighted, section 58, you're certainly included here too, and I really do try to keep these two sections in sync. So anyway, let's talk about the animal poem. So I scroll on down, and with all my assignments, I really try to spell out what's going on here. So especially for animal poem, you notice I did a pivot away from a lot of mind tap assignments because first of all, there's some ridiculousness going on there, and then there's like if you have a space in the wrong spot, or you got like some other kind of bogus tiny little incorrection. I don't want you guys spending time working on that. I want you guys basically spending time working on word assignments or whatever assignments the way that the industry does. So with MindTap, I have basically kept some of the readings alongside there. I think in one section I could not get rid of some of the MindTap sections. So my advice again is to hug close to my emails and this announcement page because I'm basically telling you exactly what I want. Then here in D2L, I've asked you to complete the animal poem assignment, and I've also shown you where it actually is. What you can do is you can click on the animal poem, in this case, the link. And here I've gotten some wonderful sort of instructions. Recreate the following image. This is the image I want you to recreate. And so recreate the following image. It's a small Word document with about my daughter's cat. Please personalize it to either animal you have or animal you wish to have, and then what I'm looking for. Please pay attention to this because this is what I am actually trying to mark on over here. All right. So I do pay really close attention to this because I'm trying to make sure that you guys do some like basically you're catching what I want you to catch. All right. So I'm going to what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go and I'm going to open up a blank Word document. How you do this, whether you use the Word on your PCs or Macs, or whether you go and you use the one out in Outlook, sorry, Outlook, Office.com. I'm not sure what you can actually do, but I'm going to basically use this document, Word in this case, on my PC. So now the next step would be okay. Well, and hang on a second. I'm realizing. Yeah, I must have shut down the other thing that I wanted, but that's okay. It's okay, Grant. You'll just have to do this yourself. Okay, so the first thing I had actually said is I said, hey, let's have a title and have a title using the title style. Lots of you didn't necessarily have this. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to basically say, okay, well, my wonderful pet cat. Notice that this wonderful pet cat is of the style of normal. What I wanted you to do was to go to use title. And then in the case of title, I'd actually said something like keep it the default font, but increase the font size to 36. So you can basically highlight the whole thing. Actually, to be honest, what you probably should do is right click on title here and go modify, and then basically say, hey, what I'd like this to do is to be whatever I basically set up here, and then 36. You go 36, 36, 36, 36. Thank you. I'm going to go OK. I'm going to say apply to styles gallery. So from now on, for the rest of this document, this style will reflect 36. And only for this document, I think that's good enough. I'm going to go OK. And now there's my title. Oh, actually, probably the other thing too, which I probably did not do here. Yeah, I would also have centered it too. Okay, so I'm going to go OK. Beautiful. So there's it. That's the title part, and I can more or less assume I'm going to get full points on that. Next thing, type a paragraph about my fabulous animal. I'm not going to type a paragraph about the animal, but I am going to make sure that I demonstrate bold, italics, and underline. And this is sadly based on a true story. My daughter's wonderful cat is constantly, or well, not, I don't, you know what? Sure, constantly puking all over the place. All right, so I said to make sure you have bold. So I'm going to make this guy bold. I said to make sure you guys have italics, italics, and then I'm going to basically go and underline this sentence. So now I basically got that requirement done. I did say, by the way, 3 sentences. I did say that. I of course, am not showing that. But anyway, there you go. All right, so 3 sentences. I wanted you to demonstrate that you knew how to do bold, underline, and italics. later on, it'd be nice if we were actually using those effectively, but right now, let's just do that. Next thing is to do how to insert a picture, because that was our next deal, right? Basically, insert a picture. All right, so there's an insert here, and there's a picture here, and we're going to go insert from my device here, and way over in my downloads, I have got in the distant past a picture of my cat. All right, so there's my cat. So now notice what it comes. It comes in very, very, very big, and I don't like that. So I basically said, please shrink it a little bit so that it's a little bit more whatever. Now notice here you could have gone and said alt text and actually done the accessibility part right here. Right, you could have done it there, but let's imagine that you didn't know that and you just moved off. All right, so now what I said over here is insert a picture, keep it the same size, make sure you use accessibility features so that this document can be read by people who can't actually see the document. So here's the deal. The easiest way is to go up here and go accessibility checker, right? Accessibility checker, and this opens up and it basically says keep going. And what is it mad at? Oh, look, it's got media with missing alt text. That's what it's saying. As soon as I click here, it actually brings me to the media it's talking about, which is pretty cool. I could then type stuff here, and to be honest, I could have just um, left it with that text, and that'd be fine. And now I'm going to go save, and now looks good. With each and every one of your documents, what I did is I went and I did accessibility checker. In fact, what I ended up doing is I ended up right-clicking here, and I actually added it to my quick access bar. That's kind of a neat feature. So actually, let's pretend, by the way, I didn't have this yet. So I'm going to go, not hide quick, I'm going to go remove. So now I'm going to accessibility checker. I go right click and I can add it and it shows up there. And so basically what I've been doing the whole time is I'll open up your Word documents. This is why it's important it's in Word, and I'd go click and it would tell me what's going on. All right, so that guy, the accessibility checker is done. I get full points for that. Include a poem. Boy, I wish I had that original document open because I don't have a poem, but I'll basically say poem with a nice little sort of, oh, actually, the other thing too, the poem was supposed to be in Courier New font right there. Courier New font in the format I did, centering and all. Poem. Um, I loved some of the haikus that you guys came up with, also the chats and some of the more personal ones. I am going to basically say puke, puke everywhere. Why can no vet fix this? Hope it doesn't go worse. Is cat worth it? Before any of you guys get scared, I am a big fan of rescue animals and all that, so it's not likely that we'll go and put the cat down unless it's actually really, really, really sick, which I don't think it is. All right, so now here's the deal. I said I wanted this to be in Courier New font, so you go up to here, you change this to Courier New font. Courier New, Courier New. I probably could have just typed it because notice you can't type it up there, but of course I don't. Well, okay, good enough. I wanted to look. Oh, it's Cordia New. No wonder it looks a bit weird. Courier New, especially if you're doing more of an IT focus later, this is one of the more important fonts. All right, now what I want to do is I'm going to basically center it and not underline it. I'm going to center it. Where am I right there? I'm going to center it. Maybe underline this to indicate that it's an actual thing there. Perfect. There's my poem. Wonderful. Great. And then here's the key. Basically, if I did do this myself, I'd say, by grant or some kind of way to sort of reference it. By the way, this is kind of cool. You could, in theory, use some of this technology up here as well. But anyway, that's all I kind of wanted. And I think, oh, that's it. I guess this picture is going to be center too, I suspect. So let's go home and make that center. There you go. Now it looks beautiful. Okay, so that's basically all I kind of wanted out of that. So actually, let's just make sure I verify. Is that it? Did I include everything? Yes, I did. All right, so that's what I wanted, and that's how to do the wonderful pet um, pet poem.